10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds reserve remaining. Time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Magi!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Meatball!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alchemist.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Witch Doctor.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
League's assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. Prepare for battle.
Very much, Cuddle Guy. Yes, I'm Tubby1. I am joined by Blitz for our grand final. It is a full best of 5 grand final, so we will see which team is far superior. Will it be EG or will it be Secret? Of course, the man who's superior when it comes to knowledge. Blitz, what's your thoughts so far on the draft?
I think EG had to have known that the Meepo was coming, and like Ben said earlier today, it's a hero that you want to be able to pick 9th or 10th, not 2nd. But clearly it's a hero that Secret know EG will most likely ban later on into the draft, and I think EG has an okay lineup for it. Obviously, there's a lot of crowd control on the team, on the side of Team Secret, and most importantly, they've got Doom. I don't know what to say about this hero that hasn't already been said.
Just use the word imbalance.
I don't know if imbalance is the correct word. It's one of those scenarios where if typically one hero is doing really well, you have one core that does really well, you just get shut down by Doom. But you almost have to pick a dual core, otherwise it doesn't even matter what type of core you are. Even if you're like a Drow Ranger that has no abilities, you're gonna get doomed if you're the #1 farm priority.
Yeah, it just makes it a 4v5 every single time. But well, we'll see if it is possible. It is Eternal Envy who's taking that Doombringer. In Secret, they like to do this where they actually push Eternal Envy to the off lane. Time and time again, they push this out and then run a dual lane on the off. Puppy will be joining him later on. Paladai is actually scouting out the fact that Fear is just hanging around with Brutes first. And he's going to actually have a bit of a beat in to the Bane, who leveled up Brain Sap, but Fear, okay, well, the damage is pretty even across the two of them.
Is it though, Toby? 7 armor Ogre, literally taking no damage.
It's the Brain Sap that just brings it all back. All of that Ogre is hard work. He's a laborer. And Paladai is eating the upper crust, aka his life. And they're going to go again. Like, Ignite's back off cooldown, but Paladai's back to full life and Fear's down to 250.
You can always trade so positively with the Brain Sap. It doesn't cost that much mana either early on, and the cooldown of it is okay, 14 seconds, it's pretty manageable. But Fear is just trying to waste the time of Paladai to make sure that this is as even of a 1v1 matchup as possible. And Arteezy's actually doing really well in it. He's already up to 6 CS. Bottle completed, and most importantly, Weehaw does not have that much farm.
Yeah, he's been pushed back a little bit, making it difficult to farm up. He just keeps going here on Paladai. I want to check out the other lanes at the dual lane on bottom, but this could just erupt at any point. But Arteezy getting these acid sprays very, very deep, so Weehaw can't just come in and poof. Now he's got multiple meepos and turns for the double poof. Arteezy, the secondary Earthbind, and with the Brain Sap coming in from Paladai, he actually held off it, ensuring Weehaw can get the kill, but that Ignite is going to do work. Fear getting body blocked up by the secondary meepo, but he will be able to find that revenge kill onto the meepo. So a 1-for-1 trade-off in the mid is going to get very, very scrappy.
That was such a significant trade-off, and this is something that you want to see out of this Weehaw Meepo. Ben talked about it before. This is his comfort hero. This is the one that you want to be playing in a finals with. And
it was so patient as well. Like, he knew the second hit level 3 he had an opportunity to kill off Arteezy. Waited it out, and then just capitalized on the moment. How's our other lanes looking? So let's actually look down towards this bottom lane, because I want to check out top last, because it's just heavily one way. So we've got a Witch Doctor support working with a Wind Ranger Sumail. Sumail being pulled back off that mid lane this time around to allow Arteezy to take the Alchemist, something they were doing normally when you played that Protective Storm Spirit, pushing Sumail to the safe lane, but it just seems like this lane's just better suited to have the Wind Ranger in it.
Yeah, they seem to have kind of swapped around roles in general. Sumail seems to be playing more of the safe laner nowadays, and this seems to have been a conscious effort in the middle of the tournament. And it's been paying off for them as they were able to walk away with a victory. At top, Universe is going to get gone on, but stun range isn't quite long enough, but
I don't
this is
think
just
Universe
meant
meant
to
to
wait.
do that.
Yeah, a little bit of a misclick.
he put the Iron Shell on Pylai Die after Misery also wafted the Impale. He knew he wasn't going to get in range in time to get it off with the Nightmare setup. But yeah, not the greatest, but keeps Bane away from everything else.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look on the bright side of life. It really was just a misclick for Universe. He stuck around and kept hitting him too, like he wanted to fight.
His hero's purple, Bane's purple, that's a hard mistake. Alright, but this mid lane, it's still going okay. Arteezy's still winning in CS, and with the early bounty rune, he's doing perfectly fine. If you take a look at the net worth, he's well ahead of the pack, and this is just what an alchemist does to you, especially one that opted to completely skip the stun and just go for this Grievous Greed.
He's getting greedy. How about the stacks? Like, there's nothing in the Radiant jungle. Actually, there's one double. Actually, there's two double stacks. Okay, so PPD is on the stack game. And said he's going to secure the bottom room, but Arteezy's going to got that, so they're going to give up an extra stack. But is it going to be a bounty? Watch the money. It's a bounty. Watch the money.
2,900 net worth already. This is what you want out of your mid laner, but I think most importantly, Weehaw getting that kill was probably a confidence booster, Toby. Just kind of tells you, okay, I can hang with this guy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty significant, and what a finals we have. I mean, I know they talked about it ad nauseum, but EE versus Arteezy.
It really is a bit of a revenge. It's just like, well, okay, he left Secret. Along with 4 other players left Secret. So this really is a whole new roster. But facing his former captain and Puppy. Words were said, but he came back to the Evil Genius's lineup. And right now, though, it still seems fairly even across the board. Like, you're 1-1. Yeah, the Alchemist getting farm. We know how fast Weehaw is able to flash farm with his Meepo, especially with early levels. Puppy, he's going to Shallow Grave and TP out. There's nothing they can do to stop this. But, yeah, all the lanes are looking maybe not so great on the bottom for Secret. Because what are we really looking at? Eternal Envy is level 4. That's not too bad. But Sumail's 4.5. PBD's up to just shy of 4. And they can start adding pressure towards its bottom tower as well. And the stacks are not being, like, you're able to rotate the Witch Doctor off the bottom lane multiple times to ensure the jungle is stacked, so this Alchemist will flash farm even faster, or is a recovery mechanism for Universe?
No, it's probably going to be a split of both. But I mean, Universe is doing fine in this top lane. Like, this is what you want out of your Darkseer. We're going to see Secret go for the lane switch as soon as Misery hits level 6, which is something they've been doing all tournament. They even rotate Eternal Envy to the jungle to make sure that he can get one of those creeps, the Alpha Wolf being the best, and he's already immediately found one. And Pylai Die, he's going to be the recipient of this mid XP. This is just kind of a entire swapperoo by Team Secret to ensure that everyone is kind of equally leveled.
Well, they can do that, but the flash farming of VG is still going to happen. Fear stacks one, Arteezy waits for the secondary. This can actually help Fear also get up in the levels. Like, it doesn't just have to go exclusively towards the Alchemist. Same for the Witch Doctor. You want to see him reach level 6 as early as possible, so you can have that Death Ward available for the fights. And I still want to actually see the build coming out from the Alchemist, because right now, I'm seeing a Vib Booster and a Stout Shield on Arteezy. Where does he want to go with this? Is this the Solar Crest into buffing up your supports? Like getting that Aghanims onto the Witch Doctor? Or is it meant to be the fighter? Get the Radiance build up and running. Is that going to be enough against the Meatpoke?
I think it's more likely that he goes for the Radiance and just becomes the fighter. But the Vid Booster, we saw it at IG too when they did it. They're gonna have to wait for his ulti to end. He's got a lot of HP to work with.
It just ended. So at this point, there's no Chemical Rage. The hit with the Vendetta, hit with the Stun, Pardai with the follow-up Brain Step from Weehaw. Trying to prove forward, a little bit out of range, but Arteezy will still end up going down to the attack of Weehaw. The support was rotating in from EG, but it all came a little too late.
Yeah, I think it's likely that this is just a casual Vid Booster. We saw Ferrari do this at ESL New York, where he just wanted it for that extra HP so he didn't have to commit to treads or anything, but Sumail evades the stun, but I think he's still gonna die.
Yeah, he gets Nightmare, and in comes the extra Meepos. Dazzle with the burst heal. Another big part of that combination of Team Secret is the fact that you can get the Meepos in close, you get the poof damage, but then you also have that burst Shadow Wave heal. It's up at level 3 already for Puppy. He really wants to make sure that they get these kills when they initiate. And they do. That's 2 in a row.
I really like the way that Weehaw rotates, by the way, Toby. It's just, it feels off kilter, you don't really know where he quite is at all times. Sometimes he'll just go for the straight farm game into the jungle and never show himself. Other times he's willing to rotate one Meepo down to try to put aggression onto the safe lane carry. And with that succeeding, even though the gold lead is still in favor of EG, a lot of that you can chalk up just to the fact that the Alchemist with the bounty runes. Make no mistake about it, this hero is almost always going to be ahead in the net worth chart. It's really deceptive.
It really is kind of crazy because Meepo was always that one hero. The hero who, like, from the days he was first put into Dota, you'd like, okay, this guy is just going to be jumping all across the map. He's always going to be out leveling you. He's always going to be out farming you. And with the Alchemist and the new Greevil's Greed, you can keep up. But only for so long. These stacks have been burnt and he's still only 700 in front.
And Meepo had some stacks to rely on too, and he is 2-1, so he has the advantage there. But Arteezy should be okay. Misery's just kind of looking around for it. He wants PPD. He's going to get him too.
Yeah, that's enough damage. Did that one basic attack, but the mana burn level 1, the 4 points up already in the Impale. And actually being able to attack with the Vendetta and not having to choose Vendetta as the Invis repositioner works perfectly.
And this is really significant because you notice that with this base creation, they're actually letting their Dazzle just free farm at bottom. And with nobody up here, Sumail having to go to that top lane, this is just kind of keeping EG bottlenecked into their lanes, whereas Secret just have a lot of time to rotate, and this is just a byproduct of how much Misery was able to do with that gank and the one earlier into the jungle. Like, look how much Puppy's getting out of this lane right now. He can get a really early medallion, or he's going to go for the treads into... I think he went like an early bracer last game that he played, but regardless, he's picking up a lot of levels for support.
Yeah. It's a beautiful time if you're Secret, unless you're Misery underneath that Radiant Observer Ward, but the shackles don't last long enough at the moment. So Misery's just able to pop off that Spike Carapace, stuns up Universe and Sumail, and just walks himself away to safety. And EG, it's almost like they're just playing for time. You're getting an Earn over an Ogre, so PPD definitely wants to be involved in some level of engagement. And Arteezy with 2.8k gold. Another 1,000, he'll have that Relic up and running. And Secret, maybe it's time to gank Arteezy again. They have killed him off twice in this game already, trying to restrict that farming rate of his.
The thing about an Alchemist is that what's so good about ganking him is he's naturally always going to have a ton of gold on him. And it's almost always going to be unreliable gold, so it pays off when it comes to XP and the amount of gold that you can make him lose and that you gain. But at the same time, it does get progressively harder, and it's kind of difficult to slow down his item progressions just because of how quick they come. But they have to start making some space for him. Like, you can't just let your jungle get invaded this early repeatedly.
They're trying. They actually smoke themselves up. Unfortunately for EG, they smoked themselves up underneath that Dire Observer Ward. They're still back inside the Radiant jungle. So this is completely known. That's why Envy's going a lot deeper inside of his jungle. And everyone else is just having Misery sitting here as a ward scouter. So if they do move up that way, they break the smoke. I don't even think they're walking around with detection.
This bottom tower, though, Secret is reading this game so well. Like, they get a free bottom tier 2 tower or tier 1 tower, Toby.
Yep.
And that's the biggest sign that EG are smoked up. Nobody's farming mid, nobody's showing themselves top, and you're just gonna give Weehaw a free tower at bottom? There's no way. And the trade-off is actually gonna be huge right here. If they can get this Roshan.
Are they TPing in?
No, this is just a feint. This is a feint. They're gonna go for the Rosh instead. Oh, this would be so significant. This is an 11-minute Rosh that they could take. Gee, do they have any idea about this?
It doesn't look like it, and they got nowhere to really scout it out.
They don't have a tier 1 tower at bottom in a TP2. I guess their mid one is the best option here. Nobody's showing themselves on the map, so you notice that EG's rotating as 5. Nobody's showing, so they're thinking to themselves, are they smoking us? And they're going to be surprised to find out it's an early Rosh.
It is an early Roshan. It's already a level 11 Meepo as well. Divided we stand. You're up at 3 Meepos across the board. Weehaw's getting more and more space, and he's almost got that Aghanim Scepter. If you give this guy another 300 gold, we got ourselves another Meepo on the field. And now Misery, he finds Sumail on bottom lane. He really wants to start with the attack, and he had to go with the stun instead.
Where's the Doom?
Oh, it's here. And Sumail, he'll get back behind the tower, but he'll probably have to be denied. He's not tanky enough for this.
He should be fine. No, he's going to survive.
He's got one charges.
You can't use the one, but he's definitely going to be okay. He had 550 to survive with. It's pure damage. It's pretty easily calculable. I think it's only like 370.
I'm just wondering if there's going to be any kind of follow-up, but then you got to realize, like, Secret don't have any kind of jump in. Once you use that Vendetta, it's kind of it. Like, you need that Blink Dagger on the Meepo after he's done the Axe.
Alright, so they have taken control of the jungle, and this is just a byproduct of having the Meepo with that Aegis. There's not a whole lot that G can do, because they don't want to group up into a 5-man and run into the Meepo. He's going to destroy them in a straight-up fight. They've got a lot of farm on all of their heroes.
It is the big advantage, though, of EG with the way they're drafted, and they've done it throughout this tournament as well, where they come in with this real strong group fight. Obviously, having someone like Universe on your signature Darkseer hero makes it even better. But when you've got the Acid Spray down, you get a good Darkseer vac wall. You don't really have a great AoE stun because you're still relying on paralyzing cast to do a lot of work. So it's not like what they had previously, which is with like a Lion from PPD. But it's still quite intimidating for Secret to fight directly into it. They want to make the most out of this Aegis. That's why they're pushing up and towards the mid. They're coming from behind. So Doombringer, Scorched Earth's off cooldown. He doesn't have Doom for another 12 seconds. So it's not the dream time and that Sentry Ward. It sees Misery. The paralyzing cast controlling up Weehaw. He might want to bring in a couple more Meepos. And in fact, he will do so. But it's right in the middle of that ultimate. Both the Death Ward as well as the Darkseer. You can keep the Alchemist controlled. More poofs in, but Arteezy, that ultimate is keeping him alive. One charges as well. Finally, he'll go down.
Don't have a cask anymore.
More aggressive. There's the control. A double kill for Pilot Eye. Weehaw dropping very low with one of his Meepos. The attack from Samael, it will be enough. They'll trigger the Aegis to the Immortal. But the Doom's already killed off the Ogre. So it ends up being a 3-for-3 trade if you don't count the Aegis.
Top tower is under attack.
They got very scrappy under the tower.
It was actually surprising how that was set up because they pretty much just forfeited Misery's life by him having to run in like that, and he didn't really have the best angle to help out his team either. That was one of those more forced encounters where you just want to take a fight because you have the Aegis.
Yep.
But you still have to be careful because PG, you can't really afford to give up many fights like that. You've got a Radiance Alchemist. The Witch Doctor gets a whole lot out of that fight. Most importantly, Sumail's almost got his Aghanims too. You have to be careful, or at least respect it.
Oh, Universe. Not just the first Earthbind, but there's a lot more Weehaw coming in. Underneath that tier 1 tower, trying to make the most out of the haste rune he picked up. But that's going to be where it ends.
They should be able to take this mid tower. It doesn't look like EG want to contest this, especially not with Arteezy not there. He also doesn't have a TP yet, so this should be just a mid tower, and it's going to mean a lot of control into the jungle. You're going to notice that Secret is going to place a lot of wards into the enemy jungle, and now you can make a lot of different excursions with the smoke. Just bring 2 or 3 heroes to control as soon as you can. You see Misery, he's going to find PPD.
PPD knew it as well. He threw down the Observer Ward at the same time as Misery went invis. So he understood that Misery was there, so it was a bit of a hopeful TP out from the little corner. It was the only corner he would reach before the Vendetta Nyx will catch up to him.
At top, Arteezy. Eternal Envy's looking for it, but doesn't want to wait too long, and the ward's gonna spot him out too. Should just mean Arteezy's gonna beat a retreat. But the rest of his team's coming in, but this ward is gonna spot them. And Eternal Envy is gonna back himself up, or maybe he can even bait for this. He knows that there can't be high levels of that unstable concoction.
But EG's ward sees it too. He sees Weehaw and Puppy coming through the side. Now Fear might need actually stun to keep this Doombringer out, but instead he keeps Weehaw out of the position. The Earthbind unable to actually hit. The Shackle also not able to get its connection. EG able to disengage here. Now looking to do the same. Eternal Envy, he's burned his Scorched Earth, he's burned the Doom, and Arteezy, all he's got to do is just pop that Chemical Rage and they go for the run. Fear's going to come up behind, he can't get in range for the Ignite, so unable to slow down that Doombringer again. But all 5 heroes from EG, they really want to try and fight there.
They know that without a Doom available, and with Misery showing himself at bottom, it's not the easiest to open up on Team EG. Like, that was meant to just be a quick bait, but Secret correctly assessed that there was a ward there that entire time. Because Arteezy backed up so soon, and the rest of his team was right there. So this is just going to be a battle of captains warding, pretty much. You saw how effective it was just now. And Arteezy's going to pick up the Boots of Travel. It's a really nice farm build for him, but he's going to eat up a lot of time for his team. Yeah. Most of these stacks are going to go to him.
But I think they're okay with that. Getting a really fat Alchemist in this game is obviously of an advantage to them. Arteezy, not strong enough at the moment. He still needs to be able to get that big regeneration in. Like 1200 life with Chemical Rage level 2 is not bad. But what do you look to combine here? Like, you got the casual VIP booster at the moment. You got BTs, you've got your Radiance. Do you try and go in for the full split push? Do you go for the Manta style into Octarine? Is that the play up against a Meepo?
You can decide to go for the heart and just guarantee yourself tankiness against the burst damage that Team Secret have. Eventually, Team Secret's lineup does run out of steam when it comes to the team fights. You just have to be able to survive the initial burst. I think it's more important that at some point he gets PPD a Aghanim Scepter. Like, the Witch Doctor bounce is going to mean a lot in these fights, but Misery's has already got his blink. He's just looking around, and someone we haven't talked about quite enough is Universe, who's quietly just been farming. Hasn't participated too much, but hasn't found the need to. But Fear's going to be the target here.
Yeah. It's actually better almost for EG that Fear is the one to die, and that's why Eternal Envy instantly goes searching for more. So Fear gets mana burned out, and Envy won't find anything. They'll take out the tier 1 tower on the top lane.
Structures are fortified.
You instantly move EG to the other lanes. More and more runes going the way of the Alchemist. This time it's not the bounty, however.
Tower has fallen.
But Weeha's trying to take out the Radiant jungle. He gets scouted out by this Observer Ward. Weeha doesn't know this thing exists, and in fact EG's now going to smoke themselves up. 3 heroes to move over and catch up this little Meepo, as if it's possible. There's no Blink Dagger on the Wind Ranger. There's no real jump initiation, so they rely on getting themselves a really good shackle shot. They're fighting underneath where they have like good vision. The Observer Ward inside the lane. And Puppy's the only one who's a little bit of a straggler, but they don't just want Puppy. Puppy's not worth it, but I suppose they take what they can get. The Earthbine's trying to buy a little bit more space, the Concoction and the Shackle's flying forward, and Puppy, he won't survive through this. The Alchemist will be the man to find the kill. So more money coming in.
It's good that they were able to get something. You don't want to smoke and find nothing.
They need more though. Like this tier 1 tower kind of has to drop for this heavy commitment they've got.
They're probably going to take
still
it.
farming as well as everyone else.
I think you just go for it just because you're not going to trade too much. You're going to trade out some farm, but it's not like Eternal Envy's going to immediately take that tier tower at top.
Yeah.
This isn't what the Doom does. So this is fine for them. They're going to trade a little bit of farm time to guarantee themselves a tier 1. Really fine for them, and without Puppy, Secret have no interest in fighting. Like, you need the Grave and the Weave.
Yep.
The heal onto the Meepos mean quite a lot at this point.
Now the Meepo is still looking. So Weeha's walking around with just the Axe at the moment. He did pick up the Blink Dagger. For 20 minutes in, Weeha is exactly kind of where he wants to be.
He's only 3k net worth behind Arteezy, and this is just what the Alchemist does. It's hyper inflated, because when it comes down to it, Alchemist can get kited pretty easily in these fights, and when his chemical rages down, he's not very tanky, so you need a lot.
He's going directly in for Octarine.
Yeah, he's going to turn into that split push machine.
Fear Step. The Nightmares, okay, missed the stun. You're going to go Doom as well as Fiend Script to ensure the kill on the Ogre.
That's perfectly fine. They're just looking for these mini skirmishes. You'd rather use the Doom in that scenario than wait for some sort of weird potential fight. And by doing so, they're going to scour out this jungle and play some aggressive wards. Because Team Secret want to play aggressively. Like, they want to look for these individual pickoffs, find Arteezy when he goes to the jungle. This is a good start to it.
It is. But Arteezy can also feel a little bit more confident. Like, Doom down for a little bit, Fiend Script down for a little bit. So he's pushing a little bit over the river. Just to stay in range and hoping this Acid Spray as well as, okay, he gets 1. Okay, 2 out of the 4 creeps in the lane. 1 a little bit more. Roshan's up in 2 seconds time. Time EG need to take this one. They do have that Aghanim Scepter level 2 Wind Ranger Focus Fire. And they instantly scout out Roshan. They couldn't have actually spawned at a better time for EG. They want to take this as early as they can. Without those 2 big ultimates, EG feel like they got enough that they can bring down Roshan before Secret can do anything about it.
They know there's no vision in this area. They know that the wards are probably deeper into their jungle. So this is just a really smart read, and at the same time, Highlight dies mid. The Doom showed himself top. This is a really significant pickup for them if they can actually get it.
They've got it. And they're going to get out. No punishment. The 4-star fuck. Misery's in the neighborhood. But there's no detection on him at the moment. Now there actually is. They saw him for a glimpse, but just for a short moment, because the Sentry Ward is a little bit further to the right. Misery stuns up on Universe, both Spine Carapace as well as the normal Impale. And the support's coming in for Team Secret. There's no reason for EG to try and fight this. They just want to back up, keep the farm going. Samel's in mid, Arteezy's back up on top. They're just trying to dodge the fight, but Samel, he can't dodge this. The Fiend Script from Pilot Eye came from behind, and Weeha instantly on top of him. They burned the Aegis of the Immortal.
They're too far away for this one. This is going to be a free kill.
Yeah, okay. Windrun won't really save you. Moves are coming in, and there goes the Wind Ranger.
You know what the most exciting part about this game is?
What?
Is the warding war. Just look at the amount of sentries that PPD has placed.
Arteezy. Trouble. He's trying to go for that concoction, and Weeha is about to split himself up, but Arteezy just TP's out, but he kills himself in base. He actually stunned himself up inside the base and killed himself in front of the throne. That wasn't part of the plan. He meant to throw the concoction, but just had two different decisions. TP as well as stun.
I don't think I've ever seen that in a pro game. That is so unfortunate. They're gonna kill Fear in mid, but it doesn't even matter.
PPD. They're baiting PPD up. Oh, Fear, like you know he's there. There goes your doom. Universe gonna four-star PPD out with the mech to try and keep him alive. And PPD already had that booted restoration on, so he'll be fine. Oh, Weeha, he's going in for more. Samael, the jump, they get the stun, as well as getting the kill on PPD.
They're still a tier 2 alive.
On full tilt right now, as the tier 2 tower will drop. Actually, no, they can't get it. The creepway's a little bit too far away. But they just wiped EG after the Artur accident.
I feel like for a second they lost focus after that happened. They were probably all laughing about it, and I mean, Team Secret strikes so quickly. Without their Alchemist alive, they're just going to continue to go for this high ground. This isn't a scenario where anybody from EG wants to buy back. They're going to take this tier 2 tower at top, and that's so much map control just lost by EG right now. And there wasn't a whole lot they can do to curb that aggression, though. Sumail doesn't have a defensive item. He's gone straight for the Aghanim Scepter, so when the Meepo opens up on him, that's a free kill for him.
Yep. Very smart of Secret too, where they pull out. You understand, you've already taken out, you're at the outer towers, there's only one remaining. And EG in a bit of a crippled position, and you still have to give respect. Like, EG may have had buybacks available. Team Secret have to be aware of this, so they just back it out. Do not take a full fight. Don't overextend yourself up to that point, especially when your Doom is down. And Meepo already has a scythe.
Alright, he's got absurd farm. Yeah. I actually had to mute my mic when the RTZ thing happened. Some expletives were dropped.
Here it's gonna be highlight reel kind of style.
Is highlight the right word to use there?
Okay, low light.
Alright, at top, Misery's got the angle on RTZ. There is a tier 2 tower available, and RTZ's gonna go for the TP. It's gonna get cancelled.
Oh, this is not the dream right now, especially as Meepo's already killed off Wind Ranger. EG, they're initiated on the mid, and RTZ can't come back to help him. PPD, the TP out, it's going to be in time. No Earthbind. They blink over instead, and they're trying to catch out Artur. He can't TP for another 27 seconds. He might have bought a TP scroll, but I'm sorry, they share the same cooldown. Arteezy runs himself further north. Who's up here? Is Misery with a Blink Dagger 4-star. Arteezy tries to hide in the tree line. Misery? No! He's checking the corner.
He's gonna find
him through! He didn't
wait, what? He should know.
He's gotta know.
Okay, he's actually just getting deeper in.
Dodging out again!
Okay, now he's
finally, there's the Earthbind. They'll find Arteezy. The Earthbind being dodged again. 2 seconds until he can TP, but underneath the
if he somehow gets out of this,
he can't do it. There's too many Earthbinds. He starts to TP. Arteezy, no way. He couldn't retreat out in time.
What an unbelievable attempt. The thing is, they knew 100% that he was there. They knew that Misery canceled the TP. There's nowhere that he could possibly go, so they hunt him down. That's the correct play. You don't give up on that. You continue to search. You go high and low for that kill, and something that we haven't talked about is Eternal Envy's farm. He's got the Vlads, he's got the Shiva's Guard. Even with the Wind Ranger having that Aghanim Scepter, you're not going to do a lot of damage to this hero. Like, even with the Witch Doctor ultimate bouncing off, this is a 24 armor Doom. This is not going to go down easily.
Fear. Gonna get hexed up. Attempting to TP himself out. Weeha's gonna take him out. I think at that point, Fear was trying to sacrifice himself so Universe could escape, but Universe was perfectly alright. Fear was just rotating over the tree line to come in from behind Secret. Maybe he actually thought the rest of EG was looking to fight. But it's so defensive. Like, Sumail having to go in for something like a BKB after getting your Aghanim Scepter. There's just no real big damage. Universe can't afford, well, actually, he can afford the gem, but they're not seeing anything. And the second they do see something, they lose sight of it the second later.
I mean, what a Team Secret is. Just the fact that they can second pick a Meepo and play around it so well. And this is a hero that people are going to have to start learning at this rate. Especially after this tournament. They're just showing off the strength of the hero, how easy it is to play around it when he's got so much control on his side. And the amount of map control. Look at him. He's farming 2 separate jungle camps. He's got 1 nearest supports to make sure that he's always guiding. He's never out of position for a gank. It's so hard to gank him up. This hero is just unbelievable right now. And 27 minutes in, he has a Hex, Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, and the Aghanim Scepter completed.
EG's coming to fight. Eternal Envy just sitting on the other side of the river, enjoying the sights, and now Shiva's guard will
How do you
pop.
take down
They
this
keep that
hero?
stun on him. There it is with a multicast, and they're gonna rip through him. And yes, they do actually bring him down before Doom can be used. And before Secret, who were pretty damn close, can actually respond. Puppey has to be force-stuffed out by Pylai Dai. They have Glimmer Cape available as well, and Arteezy, he just wants to fight in one. So where is he? They throw the sentry ward down. They realize he's gone west. The sky's not going to be blue here for Pylai Dai, however. The Shackle will latch, and this will be EG. A successful smoke gank, bringing down the Doom, bringing down the Bane, but Meepo things. The top lane's pushing in. They already have to retreat.
Alright, they killed him in like 3 seconds.
Yep.
Just not enough tank. Eternal Envy needs a BKB.
Even with the Shiva's guard, like, you still have to keep in mind, like, you're fighting underneath an acid spray, which is removing like 7 armor from you. So
Oh,
you're
Weehaw
still cutting through him.
Alright, Weehaw just solo kills the Ogre. I think when it comes to a straight up team fight, he'll be okay. But in a scenario where 5 different heroes are beating on you, yeah, you go down pretty fast.
Yep.
He was also trying to get the Doom off so his team could re-engage, but it just ends up being him and the Bane dying.
Is under attack.
I'm wondering if Arteezy now has to look at a different avenue. He's trying to go in for this Octarine core. Like, he got the soul booster to start with, and then just instantly switched himself into the Manta style. He was looking for the extra stats at the beginning. But with the speed this game is going, he's going to start running out of space pretty quickly, and Secret will be looking to go high ground shortly. Is this the time you need to get that Death Ward upgrade? PPD's done his work to get to level 2 on that Death Ward, but he's going to need an Aghanim Center upgrade if Secret are going to be intimidated to walk up high ground.
I think if they go high ground, that's even more reason to go for the Octarine core. So you can just spam out the Manta Radiant solutions. I think that even if you definitely want to get an Aghanim Scepter eventually onto the Witch Doctor, but I would still prioritize my own farm right now if I'm Arteezy.
You're thinking something like more like a preventive measure. So you start the split push, you push out your illusions, do the work.
Yeah, exactly. In this mid lane, he's gonna get doomed.
He goes on Arteezy. That Chemical Rage is still up, however. For the moment, the Paralyzing Cast will keep Eternal Envy out.
Oh, he's gonna even find a haste.
Oh, this is just too good. The PPD will not be so good. He'll get caught out. The Shackle shot with the 4-star forward. It looks a little funky, but Misery gets a spike characters up, and they're really going to fight. The Meepos are arriving. The Wind Ranger, Samael is caught. Universe as well. They try and force stuff out a little bit further. He will be able to surge away to safety. How is Arteezy still? He's just legging it north. Wants to push out this creep wave. He does not want Secret coming in.
Oh,
on
Weehaw's
multiple
gonna go for
fronts,
the
but
TP.
Weehaw, he's coming in. Arteezy, he's all around him. There's the ensnare. Concoction this time around. He will be able to get the stun. Starts the TP out. Is there another Earthbind? Arteezy! He's home! Barely surviving. This time the combo works.
The last 2 hits both miss because of the Radiance, and Arteezy barely makes it out of there, and still, that's a lot of map control for Team Secret. They managed to pick up the Wind Ranger, who wasn't having the best time of it, and yeah, Arteezy survives, but still getting so much map control. Just look at how much the Meepo's able to farm during this time, and now they're going to go in for this Roshan. This is the Cheese and the Aegis this time around.
And Weeha's going to be 6-slotted pretty soon. Like, what are we looking at? It's 8,000 net worth going the way of Secret. The experience is at 22k. The gold is so deceptive in this game just because of the Alchemist and Doom's effect, but now they have both Aegis over on Meepo. He'll sacrifice his treads for him. And the cheese goes on to the Doombringer. And where is EG? Because EG's outside the base right now. The Octarine is done, but this means the Alchemist has no buyback. EG cannot fight at this point, because if they do, and they don't have a secondary Alchemist...
He's going to farm it in like 3 seconds. This is the one benefit of having an Alch on your team.
True, he's 700 gold away from buyback. In fact, all of EG, apart from Darkseer, are 700 gold away from buyback.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't have it by the 33-minute mark. And...
well, leave your illusions behind and just go.
Yep, you can just continue the split push. This is perfectly okay. They're going to be able to hold. This tier 2 tower at bottom is almost definitely going to fall. EG are just going to try to spam out for as long as they can, but this is not a fight you want to take outside the base. Yeah, especially when the Meepo is as strong as he is. They are going to pop the glyph, but you've got to be careful if you're PPD. Look at that net range.
It's just so big. The Secret aren't coming. Like, the Earthbinds just keep him out, but now they will. Arteezy, is he going to get in range for the Concoction? Yes, he will. Goes up. They get the Shackle and Weehaw as well here for the follow-up Concoctions. Well, where are actually the stuns? He just goes for the slow at the moment.
Oh,
and
here
now
comes
they go
E!
with the big boost, but it's a big wall as well. They got the BKB from Universe allowing him to get it off, but Samael having to stand his ground, goes for the power shot, but where is your extra damage? You've lost your Witch Doctor. Arteezy is doomed up. They've lost last 3. Universe is going to be the 4th one to go down, and they just called good game. That was the last roll of the dice. They didn't want to wait until Secret came up. They wanted to try and catch him out inside the Radiant jungle, and it will not work.
What a dominant strategy by Team Secret. They were able to Meepo. They were able to rotate the Meepo in so successfully into that bottom lane. They took control of a lot of these lanes, and Misery was just able to keep them off kilter for so long. He was able to make 2 ganks successful,